everybody, welcome back to Jessica's Reading Room. My name is Kim and we are here for another monthly wrap-up video. And just when you think 2020 couldn't possibly get any worse, it did. And welcome to May. I don't really have too many high hopes for June, but you know something? It'll be summertime, so at least we'll have the beach. Because I mean, in April, we didn't even have the beach. So we're already getting better. It's just, I don't know. I don't, whoever parked on an ancient Indian burial ground. Okay. I certainly hope all of you Office fans got that, because that was spontaneous. Okay. That was, see that? I'm on my game today. Okay. All right. So let's get into what Kim read in the month of May. And I just want to point out this absolutely fabulous shirt that I got. It's the USS Stargazer. Those of you Trekkies out there will totally get it. And I'm just in love with it. I think it looks awesome. And plus I'm doing like my hair straightening thing. And for once, my lipstick looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. Shout out to NYX Cosmetics. Thank you very much, guys. Okay. All right. So see, we're supposed to be here about the books. All right. So let's focus, shall we? Got it? See? Except I'm supposed to be doing it up here. There we go. See, we still haven't gotten this right. I mean, how many months? It's been how many years since we've been doing this and I still haven't figured out how to do this correctly? I don't know. Okay, so before I forget, I will say that I did finish 2 audiobooks. One is called Asylum by Ambrose Ibsen. I believe I gave it 4 stars. I didn't realize it was a series, so I don't even know how the story ends. But I mean, it was creepy. I mean, I listened to it while I was riding my bike out in the middle of the night. And I mean, there were some times when I was like, do I need to be listening to this in the dark out in the neighborhood all by myself? Maybe not, but it was good. I mean, I think I gave it 4 stars. And then I read or listened to The Ghost of Fulcroft, or The Fulcroft Ghosts, or Fulcroft Manor, or it was by Darcy Coates, the same lady who wrote that duology that I read before, House of Shadows and House of something. I don't even know. But anyway, she wrote that, and actually I liked that book, whatever I think it's The Fulcroft Ghosts is what it's called. I actually like that better than the original duology that I had read. It was creepy. It had me going. The narrator was really good. I'm pretty sure I also gave that one 4 stars. Maybe I gave Asylum 3 stars. I don't know. See, we're back to Kim barely actually being prepared for when she does a video. Okay, I don't know. I'm supposed to be reading or cleaning or something else. So I don't know. I don't know who decided to give me a channel, but yeah. Okay, so I did read 2 audiobooks, so there you go. Then I finished, let's do it like this. I finished the Bill Hodges trilogy, the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, which Mr. Mercedes is supposed to be here, and this is supposed to make a smile, but because I didn't read it in May, we're not including it. So books 2 and 3 of the Bill Hodges trilogy by Stephen King. Book 2 is Finders Keepers. And then book 3 is End of Watch. This series was really good. I mean, like I said before, I watched the first season of Mr. Mercedes, the TV show with Brendan Gleeson and Harry Treadaway, and I mean, that was the whole reason I decided to read this series, and I'm so glad I did. I adored this series. It was great. Though I will say, because I did say this in my review, so I will go ahead and say it now. My only real issue is the fact that Finders Keepers was in the trilogy. It felt like Finders Keepers should have been its own standalone book with like completely different characters, if that makes any kind of sense. I'm not entirely sure why he included an entire extra story in the middle of the main story and like actually gave it its own book. I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved the book and I loved the story. It's just why it was book 2 in a trilogy when it really should have been just, you know, just the Mr. Mercedes duology and then Finders Keepers as its own standalone book. Make sense? Yeah, that was kind of honestly, that was really my only actual criticism. Like I said, I actually really loved the story. I love the characters. I mean, this was another one of those things where I finished the last book and I was sitting there with like tears in my eyes and, you know, kind of sniffling a little, and Ivan looks at me and he's like, why do you do that? Why do you read books like that? I'm like, because it's so good and I love it. So there you go. I think that just the fact that book 2 needed it to be a standalone, I'm pretty sure that's the only reason I gave it. Oh, my lipstick just rolled across the floor. Whoo! I think that was the only reason that I gave it 4 stars instead of 5, because I just adored the entire series. So there you go. Okay, next I read Atonement by Ian McEwan. This book, I mean, there was a movie made several years ago with Keira Knightley, and I remember seeing the previews for it, and I just remember that it was rated R, and so therefore I knew I wasn't going to be able to watch it, and that there was probably like sex and nudity in it. And so for me, it was never actually on my radar until I moved out and I grew up and I realized that sex in a story actually added a lot to it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So I found this copy like super cheap at Ollie's Bargain Outlet. And so I was like, hey, you know, apparently this is a classic, so I need to go ahead and read it. And I did. I found it really fascinating. I have not written the review yet, so I don't want to really go into too much detail. But considering the fact that McEwan put so much thought into the mindset of his characters, it blew me away. I mean, the story itself was, you know, it was okay. I'm not going to say it was, oh my gosh, the plot was horrible and the story itself was horrible. It was very character-centric, and just the accurate detailing of each character and their mindset, I just found it fascinating. I thought it was a great book. I gave it 4 stars out of 5. I have not watched the movie yet. I also haven't written the review yet, but there will be a book to film comparison video made. It's just, you gotta give me a chance to catch up, because I'm behind on my filming. So I'm sorry. But don't worry, it's coming. It is coming. And I really liked this book. I thought it was really good. Next we have, another classic, Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. I've been on a du Maurier kick lately. I mean, I read My Cousin Rachel. It blew me away. I'm pretty sure I read that last year. I read this book years and years and years ago, back when I was in high school. I was working on campus, so during lunches, I got to go and, oh no, I was in college. No, it wasn't. It was high school. No, it was college. Okay, I don't know. Back when I was in school, and I got to go to the library on campus every day at lunch, I ended up reading Jamaica Inn, Rebecca again, and I think there was another one called The King's General. I just remember that this one stuck out to me so much. I absolutely adored it. Reading it again as an adult, I will admit, it's actually not my favorite du Maurier book, but it's incredibly classically Daphne du Maurier. It's a great book. It held my attention. There's mystery. You know, there's horror, there's emotion. It's just one of those really great gothic tales. Again, it's classically du Maurier. So if you like Daphne du Maurier, you're going to like this book. There it is. Okay, then I read, I should probably scatter these because there are a bunch of Star Trek books, so I don't want to like throw them all at you at the same time. So I read half of the Section 31 series. There are 4 books in this series. The original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, and I got through these 2, and then I went to go read the Deep Space Nine one, and then I realized that I didn't have information to where I was actually going to be able to understand the story. So I went researching, I went looking, and it has nothing to do with the actual TV show. There is a series of books that has come before that book that I have not read yet. I mean, it's just this tangled web of trekkie nerddom that I'm still wading through. Okay, so I did find one of the books. I just need the second book in the series. So then as soon as I read that series, I can get back to finishing the Section 31 series. Whew, it's complicated. I know it's crazy complicated, but I know it's all part of being a Trekkie. What can I say? Okay, so Section 31 is the intelligence espionage branch of Starfleet. It operates completely under the table. The thing that they say is no law, no conscience, no stopping them. It's all that, they operate within the gray area. They do things that, that any self-respecting Starfleet officer wouldn't actually do, but because, they have to operate within that gray area, they're able to get more stuff done, with less red tape, not having to worry about morality and all that. We did get to see much more of Section 31 in Star Trek Discovery. So you get to learn a little bit more about that, but I mean, it's all based on, these ideas. And it was just interesting because, Section 31 is not something that you really ever heard about when you were watching these. Again, before Discovery, I'm not sure if I ever heard anything about Section 31. There were just kind of little details that were snuck into certain episodes. I actually had to go back and watch episodes of each show to get what they were saying. And once I did, I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So basically, they're spy stories. And what's fascinating is that there's a branch of Starfleet that Kirk, Picard, cast of Deep Space Nine, cast of Voyager, are fighting against because, they're all about morality as opposed to efficiency. That sounds so weird, right? So there you go. I really liked both books. I enjoyed them. I can't wait to finish the rest of the series. Like I said, I'm enjoying learning all of these, random little tidbits, about Star Trek that I didn't know existed. So there you go. All right, next we have Belladonna, by C.N.B. Clavin. Look at the cover. Oh my gosh. I am not going to lie to you. In my head, I already knew that I was going to get this book. Okay. And my mind went to all the way up to when I'm taking my photo for Instagram, and I already had it planned out in my head. I ordered I specially ordered a Living Dead doll just so I could take a good Instagram pic with this, and it was totally worth it. If you haven't gone to see my Instagram photo for Belladonna, you need to go do it because it is fabulous. Oh my gosh. And don't get me wrong, I'm still glad I got the doll because she's freaking awesome. She's a mermaid. What do you want me to say? But I mean, Clavin, I know it's so horrible, but now it's when I pick up one of her books, I am terrified that it's going to be the book that I don't like by her, because she has not disappointed me yet. Every book that I have read has been excellent. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can rank the books that I've read by Clavin, but there hasn't been one that I haven't liked. So I'm terrified that the next Clavin book I pick up is going to be the one where she writes, a horrible book, and I'm just not going to like it. And now I can't say, oh, well, I love all of Clavin's books. So she's scaring me. And yes, she's a horror writer. So I realize that's what she's supposed to do, but still, it's terrifying. Anyway, Belladonna is basically, it's a ghost story. It is described as a twisted tale. And that's actually exactly what it is. It was twisted. I realized that, this idea of, evil mermaids, it wasn't popular for a good long while we had Ariel and Atlantica. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm getting too old. It's not Atlantis, it's Atlantica, right? Yes. I swear. I am too old. I'm outgrowing everything. I don't remember anything. It's awful. I'm pretty sure I'm just going demented now. I'm not going to be able to remember anything. And all my joints creak when I stand up. Okay. It's awful. Don't get old. It's not worth it. Okay. Anyway. So we're all used to, glittery, beautiful mermaids. Whereas this one, nope, it's pretty scary. It's actually a very unique story. It didn't go how I expected at all. It was really good. I really liked it. I gave 4 stars out of 5 just because I wasn't completely satisfied with the ending, just for my own opinion, but the rest of it, I loved it. It was amazing. So if you haven't read C&B Clavin, you need to, because she's brilliant. Boom. Okay. Oh, okay. Sit up. All right. Hold on. I got to get comfortable. Okay. There we go. All right. Next. Did I talk about this last month? I think I did. Did I read this in May? Okay. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and include this because I'm not entirely sure. It was in my pile. So I'm going to say, okay. I don't know. Did I read this? Okay. Folie. I don't think I did. You know what? We're going to go ahead and include it in this month because I'm pretty sure that I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Folie by M.S. Barnes. This cover. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This was actually a buying spree that I did on Amazon where I literally just followed a trail of books and they were all about asylums. So I said, yes, look, this book looks like it's about an asylum. Let's get it. This one was really good. It was simple. It was straightforward. It was creepy. If you want a good, scary asylum book, this is a good one because like I said, it's straightforward. It's spooky. Plus the cover's brilliant. I enjoyed it. There you go. All right. Okay. We're going to make it because we're going to go under 20 minutes this time. So let's get this done, guys. Let's go. All right. So then we have Star Trek, The Klingon Gambit by Robert E. Vardaman. Ta-da. This was just the original series. It was a little story that they included, in, the Star Trek series. It's number 3. Basically, we've got a little bit of a conflict with the Klingons, possible start to a war. Is it my favorite Star Trek story? No. Is it true to the characters? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Yes. I think I gave it 3 stars. Plus, I'm in love with this cover. That Klingon battle cruiser is pretty fantastic. So, it's Star Trek. How can I not like Star Trek? Okay, and then lastly, we have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. I saw this edition and I had to buy it. It's like the same style as the Haunting of Hill House book that I have. I've been meaning to read this book. Ivan and I watched the movie, honestly, I'm pretty sure it was a good year or 2 ago. But I saw this edition. I saw the opportunity to buy it. So I did. So worth it. Oh my gosh. I cannot even tell you. Worth it. Just getting into the mindset of everybody, it being told from a patient's perspective. You have to remember that he's actually insane while you're doing this. It's a great story. It's not supposed to be horror other than, just kind of the realities of insanity and life in a, mental hospital. But it was great. It scratched my itch. I loved it. It was great. It was great. And there is a book to film comparison video coming up soon. I'm actually going to film it as soon as I'm done here. Okay. All right. So 2 audiobooks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books in the month of May. I'll take it. Great job. Okay. Most favorite and least favorite. Oh, dang it, guys. That's a tough one. All right. I think I'm going to say most favorite is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Just because I loved it. It was brilliant. It was just brilliant. That's just the way it is. And actually, I think, unfortunately, oh my gosh, I can't pick up the book. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that The Klingon Gambit was my least favorite. I still liked it. It just wasn't my favorite Star Trek story. So, but there you go. Most favorite, least favorite, 10 books in the month of May. I would love to hear what you have been reading. Make sure you tell us down in the comments. Let us know what you've been doing, what you think about our channel, and we will see you next month. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.